Cannabis in Saint Lucia. Are we repeating the same mistakes? During my recent visit to Saint Lucia, I noticed a growing trend among many of our youths. More and more young people seem to be using cannabis wax, commonly called harsh, often combined with cigarettes. As I observed this, I could not help but think about a generation before them. Many of us know family members, friends, neighbors, and community members who spent years mixing black tobacco with their cannabis. Today, many of those same people are struggling with serious breathing problems, COPD, and other lung-related illnesses. Some have already passed away. Personally, I have lost friends from that generation. Of course, every illness has its own causes and every person's situation is different. However, it is impossible to ignore the role that tobacco played in many of their lives. That brings me to my concern. Are we watching history repeat itself? Yesterday, it was black tobacco mixed with cannabis. Today, it is cannabis wax mixed with cigarettes. The products may be different, but the question remains the same. What will be the health consequences 20 or 30 years from now? When I travel throughout Europe, I see many people using cannabis wax in cigarettes as well. The difference, however, is that many of those countries have healthcare systems and social benefits that can help support people when chronic illnesses develop. Even individuals with limited financial resources often have greater access to medical care. In Saint Lucia, many of our people do not have that same level of protection. When serious illness strikes, families often carry the financial burden themselves. That is why I believe we must pay close attention to the long-term health impact of the habits we are encouraging today. But there is another conversation we should be having. As discussions around cannabis legalization continue in Saint Lucia, are we preparing ourselves to benefit from the industry, or are we only preparing ourselves to consume it? Cannabis is much more than something to smoke. Around the world, it is being used for medical products, oils and extracts, skincare products, wellness products, industrial hemp products, agricultural opportunities, research and innovation, tourism experiences. If legalization comes to Saint Lucia, will the profits go to local people, local farmers, local entrepreneurs, and local communities? Or will we simply become consumers while others build businesses and create wealth from the industry? Perhaps these are the three questions we should be discussing as a nation. 1. Have we learned the lessons from the tobacco habits of previous generations? 2. What impact will the new trend of cannabis wax and cigarette use have on today's youths? 3. How can St. Lucians position themselves to benefit economically from cannabis legalization instead of only participating as consumers? I do not have all the answers. I simply believe these conversations are worth having before today's trends become tomorrow's regrets. As a people, we should be preparing not only to smoke cannabis if it becomes legal, but also to grow it, process it, manufacture products from it, conduct research, create jobs, and build businesses around it. If legalization comes, let us make sure St. Lucians are positioned to benefit from the opportunities, not just the consumption. Let's have the conversation. Don't let cannabis legalization become only another product to consume. Let it become an opportunity for St. Lucians to create wealth, jobs, and ownership while also being mindful of the health lessons from the past.